Could you tell us about Métis art?
Sure, yeah. I think our people were really mobile for a long time, right? We were very mobile. Here and around the Great Lakes, of course, the fur trade, and then moving around, living off the land. Our people moved a lot, right? And then to the west of us, our relatives in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and into Alberta, they moved around lots on the buffalo hunt, right? So they were chasing buffalo all over, basically the western half of the central part of the continent. And so when you're talking about artwork, not often a lot of big paintings to go on the wall of your, very portable teepee, right? And so our artwork became things that we could take with us, right? And so there are like old Métis artifacts that are basically from head to toe. You could be covered in beadwork. There's these, if you get a chance to look them up, they're Métis smoking caps. They're these little tiny hats that are basically fully beaded, right? And then beaded vests, and then beaded moccasins, and beaded. Before they came up with like pants, like we know as pants today, they were more like legging sort of things. So you would sort of strap on kind of deal, and those would be beaded, right? And so you could sort of take your artwork with you, right? And you could, and a lot of those floral patterns were it's often not recognized that Métis people were probably the first ones in the Great Lakes area to have floral beadwork patterns. Before that, a lot of First Nations had geometric patterns, right? Which are beautifully intricate, but they're very different than the Métis floral patterns that developed. And those patterns, they often tell stories, and they're often, I've heard stories about coats that had maps beaded into them, right? So that you could forever know the route you were on by the vest you were wearing or by the coat you were wearing. And that beadwork is influenced by the flowers and the plants and the medicines that grow around us. And then also some of the original design and aesthetics features came from the stained glass windows that the French voyageurs remembered in Montreal, right? Or remembered even for those who had come from, like, directly from France. A lot of those patterns, if you were to look at some of those old stained glass windows, you can see an influence there, right? So, yeah.